Okay, so here we have the breeze. This board is dedicated for wave sailing, but you can also go freeride in flat water with it. As you can see, it's a bit like a legacy from also surfing. It's a bit how to learn wave sailing in the matter of having something extremely easy, having a support that is not complicated to go over the white water, just because we have a lot of volume. It takes very much the feature of a longboard, which is a longboard in surfing has a lot of volume, but it's also pretty narrow compared to the volume. So the breeze is exactly the same. It's absolutely unphysical when you are going in the wave. It's just because you have so much flotation, you have so much momentum in the light breeze. What I really like with this kind of board too, as it is long, it generates by itself some power. So if I would use on a 110-liter shortboard, 5.5 for example, with the breeze you can go a half size down easily and still get as much power as you would get on a shortboard. So the feature of this kind of board also, as it's pretty long, the mast base usually on a shortboard will be very far back. Let's say it will be around here. On the breeze, because there is so much leverage, the setup will be like all the Exocet board. You will start your setup right in the middle. And from there, you will see what fits to you. So if you feel like the mast base is a bit too far forward, you just have to lift a bit your boom first, a bit higher than you would usually do on a shortboard. And from there, if you still feel it's a bit too touchy in the front, you just have to move it back. If you move it all the way back, the ball will feel a little bit draggy. It will not take off as quick, and you will feel a little bit off balance. My advice is to really start by the middle, and from there you can even put it a bit more forward, bigger sails, or a little bit more back. Regarding the footstrap setup as well as position, we also have the shock absorber. That's define a little bit our legacy on all the Exocet boards. Front footstrap, we have a setup typical for wave. And then for some people, they want to sail a bit more in flat water. They also have the option of setting up the board with 2 footstraps. The adjustment of the footstrap is very easy. We offer a very wide range of span for the feet. So it goes up to 48 centimeters, which is huge. It will go very far back, but as the fin is also adjustable, you can move it back and forth a little bit. The further forward you will do, it means that you will have the center of gravity also moving a bit further forward, and eventually the mast will need to move a little bit further forward if you put your fin very far forward. So let's go to the interesting part of this board, which is beside the combination of like 2 boards. So you have the board which is built with a step tail. The step tail basically is very useful to take off. Once you are in subplaning, the step tail is a super nice platform to keep the flow of water very flat. And once you get on the plane, you will hardly feel you start to get planing. But therefore the board will never like kick on the tail. It will stay always in its line, even though it's really long. So you can use this board either in tri-fin mode, using a 10 cm tri-fin, like this and like this. You can use tri-fin mode with a recommended fin we have on it. You can also, if you feel like this fin is a little bit too big, you can downsize the fin, but not too much, 1 cm or 2 max. You can also go in single fin, then you will use the plastic adapter, and with this you can easily put some way bigger fin. So not many companies have fins much bigger than 26, 28, but you can find some. And here you can move back or forward. Forward, more power, back you depower the board. So this board also is built into quite a bit of V. It's fairly straight for quite a long surface or a long line. So it will allow the boat to glide very easily. The V that you have in the middle section of the boat will allow you to go rail to rail very easily. And as the boat is very parallel, when you go into the bottom turn, the boat will just sit super nicely, not moving. And on the back foot, because of this cutaway here, it will be super easy to make cutback and very short turns on the wave. Or even in free ride, when you want to close a turn, the boat will do it too. So this boat is, like all Exocet boats, a concave, pretty deep concave actually in the front. I really like that aspect on the board because it's very soft on the touch and it doesn't slow down when you hit some chop or when you hit the wave. A bit of V there can be possible too, but I find that the V is creating too much power and you tend to make a catapult almost if there is too much V on the nose. So that's it for this boat. You can see, pure wave boat, the rails, a lot of tuck on the rails, just like a normal wave boat. And that's a boat that, in my opinion, you go on a day, drive 2 hours with a short boat, perfect condition. You have this boat on your roof, I mean, you'll be sailing all day. Even if the wind drop to 6-7 knots, at 10 knots, then you will go and be able to surf. So for me, a long board like this is pretty much what in surfing everyone has. It's not so common in windsurf still, but it's definitely a board that everyone should try and test out. That's for the breeze.